We start with our Newsmaker segment and welcome one of the 6 freshman members of the Kansas City, Missouri City Council. She's Rayna Parks Shaw, who represents the 5th District on the southeast side of Kansas City. She brings to the council a background as a small business operator with experience in the healthcare field. We are happy to welcome Councilwoman Rayna Parks Shaw to Ruckus. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Is this the first time you've been in elective office?
Yes, it is.
Well, you know, I've talked to a lot of people who have held elective office over the years, council members, mayors, state legislators, congressmen, and I've come to the conclusion it's not an easy job. Why did you want to do it?
You know, the biggest motivation for me was to really make a difference. Just ultimately wanting to see positive change here in Kansas City. And I felt like with my well-rounded experience, I'd be able to do that.
You've been on the council now for just a few weeks. Is it like you thought it was going to be?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. But it's kind of like drinking water from a fire hose. Things move very quickly.
Now, from your perspective, representing the 5th District, you were elected in district, not citywide, not at large. But from your perspective, what do you see as the most important issue now facing the council?
You know, obviously we have an issue with affordable housing. The priorities that I hear from my constituents really deal with public safety, you know, and this whole issue with violent crimes is top, I think, on everybody's list.
As you know, you're going to have to select a new city manager sometime early next year. Troy Schulte is retiring, I believe, in February. And by the way, have you heard that he may go to work for Jackson County government?
You know, the rumor mill is running.
Well, he confirmed it, that he is at least talking to people in Jackson County government. But anyway,
yeah.
For a new city manager, do you have some thoughts? Do you think you should be looking outside the city or maybe inside the city manager's office now for some of the deputies and assistant city managers?
You know, I think we do have a lot of institutional knowledge there within the city. But, you know, it's been a while since we have actually gone out to look for a city manager. I think we need to look at a national search and see, you know, what's out there to ensure that we have the best experience there in our city. As
you well know, voters are going to decide whether the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard should stay that name or be switched back to the name it had for decades, Paseo Boulevard. What's your preference?
You know, my preference really is to let the voters decide. One of the key important issues for me is to be a voice for all of the people, and I think our democracy is at its best when all voices can be heard. So I strongly support what the voters are going to decide.
Do you have any sense of what voters are going to decide?
No, I don't.
It's going to be one or the other. We know that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Last week during the interview segment of Ruckus, I talked with Robbie Makinen of the ATA Area Transportation Authority, and he very much wants to eliminate bus fares, wants to make bus rides free. I know the mayor does as well. I think ultimately that has to be decided by the city council. Do you like the idea of getting rid of bus fares?
I do. Yes, I do. I think there are multiple benefits to doing that. I would like to see us move forward with that as well.
I know you spent time in healthcare as part of your preparation to be on the council. What about this idea of decriminalizing marijuana possession in Kansas City? Do you like that?
I can tell you there are many of the constituents that have contacted me that are in support of that. Obviously, being in healthcare, I actually work in hospice care, and I think, you know, there's definitely a need from the medical aspect of that. I think as we, as City Council, look at doing that, we need to really make sure that we weigh all options from the legality issues there. But I'm one who will be a voice for the people, and I can say I think I've had more people push to legalize that. So, you know, I think it's bigger than just here in Kansas City. It's something that we need to look at on a state level as well. But, you know, it looks like Kansas City is going to try to be the leader in this.
It's been going on for years, and it will continue to go on for years, I suspect. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
That is Kansas City, Missouri Councilmember Rayna Parks Shaw. Now let's meet the panel and start a ruckus.